Today we are discussing about types of human eggs. Types of eggs, especially in case of humans. We have different types of eggs and we have classified them on the basis of amount of yolk which is present in them, as well as we have classified them on the basis of distribution of the yolk. Let's take the first one, is classified. Eggs are classified on the basis of amount of yolk. How much amount of yolk is present there? On the basis of that we have classified them. The first one we have is a microlecithal. First one we have is a microlecithal eggs. Microlecithal eggs are the eggs which have a less amount of yolk. That means there is a less amount of yolk formation in them. On the basis of that we call them as a microlecithal eggs. Example we have in case of humans. The humans female which is having the egg, that egg is having a less amount of yolk. On the basis of that we call it as a microlecithal egg. Second one we have is a mesolecithal eggs. Mesolecithal egg is that type of egg which is having a moderate amount of yolk. Which is having moderate amount of yolk. That means the yolk is present but not in a large quantity, or it is not in a less quantity, but it is in a moderate quantity, moderate amount it is present there. On the basis of that we call egg as a mesolecithal egg. Example we have is a frog's egg. That means frog's eggs they have the moderate amount of yolk present in them. Third one we have is a macrolecithal eggs. These microlecithal eggs, they have large amount of yolk. They have large amount of yolk. Example we have eggs of birds and reptiles. So these are the eggs which we have classified on the basis of amount of yolk present in them. We have microlecithal, while there is a less amount of yolk. Example, we have a human egg. Then we have a mesolecithal, while we have a moderate amount of yolk. Example, we have the frog's egg. Then after we have a macrolecithal, while we have a large amount of yolk. And example we have is a birds and a reptile. Birds and reptiles eggs have a huge amount of yolk present in them. They have also been classified. On the basis of distribution of the yolk. That means the distribution of the yolk inside the egg. On the basis of that, we have also the different types of eggs. So we have classification of eggs based on distribution of yolk content. That means the yolk content which is present inside the egg, it has been distributed. Either it has been uniformly distributed all over the egg, all over the area of the egg, or it may be restricted to the center, or it may be at the ends as well. So we'll see on the basis of that we have different types. The first one we have is a homolecithal, or we can also call it as an isolecithal eggs. These eggs, they have a uniform. That means if it is an egg, the yolk is uniformly distributed inside the egg. It is uniformly distributed. If it's a yolk here, it is uniformly distributed. So we can say yolk is uniformly distributed. If you have an egg and you see in an egg the yolk is uniformly distributed around or it is present all over the area of the egg, then we can call that one as a homolysical or isolated. So yolk is distributed everywhere in an egg. So on the basis of that, we call it as a homolysical or isolated. Example we have is a human egg. Human egg is the example of the homolysis. So if we have a human egg is first is the microlysical on the basis of the content of the yolk present. Then it is homolysical. That means the yolk which is present, which is less in amount, but is distributed all over the egg. You have to keep in mind, human egg is microlysical having less amount of less content of the yolk, as well as it is homolysical or isolysical. That means this less amount of yolk is uniformly distributed in the egg. Next one we have is a telolysical egg. This telolysical egg, if I am making a struct this egg, now this yolk content is located onto the end. If it is located onto the ends, then we can call it as a telolysical. So in a telolysical, yolk is present towards the end. Yolk is present onto the end of the egg. Or it is the yolk is towards the end. If yolk is located towards the end of the egg, then we can call it as a telolysical egg. Like with example, if it is an egg and there is a yolk content which is present on the end of the egg, then we can call that one as a telolysical. Example we have is a hen. Hen is having a telolysical egg. Next one we have here, that is known as centrolysical. One more we have, that is a centrolysical. So one more we have is centrolysical eggs or egg. The centrolysical egg, here the yolk is towards the center. So yolk is located towards the center. So it's located in the center, towards the center. Say for instance, if I am making here an egg and I am showing you the yolk content is in the center of the egg. If it is in the center of the egg, then you can call this one as a centrolysical. Example we have eggs of insects. Eggs of insects, they are centrolysical. Then after we have the one more, this was the third one, then we have the fourth one, that is a chilidoic. Chilidoic egg. Chilidoic eggs. These chilidoic eggs, they have a sufficient amount of yolk. They have sufficient amount of yolk for complete development of embryo. For complete development of embryo. That means their egg is having a huge amount of what we call this yolk, and that yolk is used for the complete development of the embryo. Like with example in case of birds and reptiles. Birds and reptiles, they have a chilidoic eggs. These chilidoic eggs, they have a sufficient amount of yolk for the complete development of the embryo. So these were the types of the eggs on the basis of content or amount of the yolk as well as the distribution of the yolk inside the egg. Now tomorrow we'll discuss about difference between sperm and ovum.